It's been quite a while since I did my last Q&A video, and recently I asked on Twitter and on Discord to send me questions that I could answer for a Q&A video. Haven't really made a video on YouTube about it, so the majority of you may not really have your question in this video, but if you ask a question on this video in the comment section, you will probably be added to the next Q&A video whenever that happens. Depending on how many questions I get, it could happen sooner rather than later. Anyway, so let's just begin with today's Q&A session, because I mean, we don't have too many questions to answer simply because I didn't make a video on it, of course, but some questions may have longer answers. You never know. I mean, I'm just recording this as I go along. Really, I am. So, question number 1. Tokuyami asks, why weren't you born a girl? Well, Tokuyami, I know you're special and all, but this is not something I have control over. But the only answer I could really give you as for why I wasn't born a girl would be that men are obviously the superior species. So there you go. I'm just one of the superior bunch, much like you, Tokuyami. You should know all about that. You even have a bird for a head. Alright, question number 2. Also from Tokuyami, because this man sent me quite a few questions. I'm gonna tell you, I'm not gonna answer all of them. I'm just gonna answer this second one because, you know, to get it out of the way, since he was the first entry and all. Why did you start YouTube? The reason why I started YouTube, which was actually way back when I was really into fairy tale, believe it or not. I don't really mind fairy tale still, but I definitely don't suck up to it like I did at the time. But the reason why I started YouTube was because, you know, I always had these questions that I wanted to address or topics I wanted to talk about. I didn't really have anyone else who liked fairy tale as much as I did that I could address these topics with. So I decided, because I was watching some YouTubers at the time who did similar stuff, I decided that, okay then, I will make videos on YouTube and talk about it in the form of discussions or theories, you know, chapter reviews, whatever it may be. And that's how it started, and here we are with My Hero Academia content instead, seeing as fairy tale's kinda dead, as well as the fact that, you know, it's not quite as good, is it? Nah. At the time, I obviously didn't really read or watch as much as I have now, so, you know, that was probably the biggest reason as to why I liked fairy tale so much. Anyway, question number 3. Jesse asks, Chaotic Plus, do you prefer the taste of regular or lemon scented bleach? I mean, you know, I've never really been a guy who's that into citrus, so I'm gonna have to go with like the regular. I'm a vanilla guy, you know. I like this ordinary stuff, you know. Whenever I buy like a tube of Pringles, I typically buy the original. I mean, not always, but it happens, you know. It's kind of the same when you have like flavored sodas as well as the originals, you know. I typically just go for the originals. So I think as far as bleach goes, I would probably go with the regular, simply because that's just how I roll. I mean, obviously I hope I don't really have to taste bleach in general, but assuming I had no choice, I think that the regular would definitely be the choice for me. Okay, question number 4. Majin Slayer asks, funniest member of the group, most annoying member of the group, worst taste in the group, chillest member of the group. Now this is something that a lot of people may not understand, because it's like this inside group that we have, so I'm gonna have to explain. Well, it's not it's not really a secret group, but on Discord, me, Majin Slayer, and a bunch of other people, we usually hang out on Discord, and this is the group he's referring to. At least that's what I'm gonna assume he's referring to, so that's what I'm gonna use. So the funniest member of the group, obviously me? Nah, I'm just kidding. It's probably, I don't know, probably like Sammy. Not because he's necessarily a comedic guy, but because some of the stuff he says, like, you cannot resist laughing. It's impossible. Even for me, who's like practically dead inside, I cannot resist the urge to laugh at him. Most annoying member of the group. Now this one is definitely Hat, Mr. Hat and Clogs. Some of you may have seen him in comment sections, in live streams, on Discord, whatever, you know. But yeah, I mean, he's definitely the most annoying. He's not a bad person or anything, don't get me wrong. Like, he's a really good guy, but he can get real annoying. So if you're watching this, Hat, I'm really sorry, but it's true. It's true. Now, the worst taste in the group is also Sammy, and this is kind of unfair because I'm giving him two roles here, right? But the thing is, Sammy has some pretty bad tastes when it comes to series, okay? Like, he rates the best stuff really low and the worst stuff really high. So obviously it's an opinion question, right? So, I mean, he's free to have these opinions, but I have to admit, like most other people in said group, Sammy has the worst taste in general. I mean, sometimes he actually has opinions that are actually worthwhile, but but a lot of the time, not so much. Chillest member of the group, I think this would either have to be Kirutaku himself or myself, because you see, I don't think you're ever gonna come across a guy who's more chill than me, but I don't really like the idea of using myself for the answer in one of these, jokes aside, you know. So I'm gonna have to go with Kirutaku, or maybe Daiki actually. Senpai Daiki's a pretty cool guy too. Like, these two people, I mean, obviously that's not to say that they're completely emotionless or anything. It simply means, you know, they typically wouldn't get as angry for simple things, you know. In order for them to get angry, something really big must happen, kind of like myself, you know. I typically wouldn't get angry. I will not raise my voice unless something really huge went down. So that's the answer for this question, Margin. I really hope you're satisfied. You weren't really the answer for either of them, but that's just to be expected because, well, you're you. Alright, question number 5. Alex asks, a fuck, marry, kill game with MHA characters. Here's the thing, I don't really have 3 characters to use, obviously, because he didn't give these characters. So I'm going to do it a bit differently. I'm just gonna pick 3 characters out of every character in MHA. You know, one that I would fuck, one that I would marry, and one that I would kill. And this is gonna upset some people, but it's gonna probably make a lot of people happy too, so don't worry. Okay, so as for fuck, I would fuck Toga so hard, assuming she's legal. You know, we have to assume she's legal for this question, otherwise, obviously, I'm gonna stay the fuck away. But I would probably marry someone like Ochako when she comes of age, of course, because, I mean, she's a really nice girl, you know. She's definitely the best quality when it comes to a lasting relationship. Even though Toga is my waifu, you know, we have to be honest with each other, right? She'd fucking kill you, so it's not really a realistic option for the marry option, in my opinion. Now, as for kill, I would absolutely kill Suyu, Asui, no question about it. Froppy needs to just be gone, she needs to die. Alright, question number 6. Chi asks, how many days until we take control of Oppai and ban Sammy? Now this Team Oppai is obviously our Discord server where we post our videos and stuff. So I mean, Chi, if you're watching this, I don't know if you are, but if you are, then it's already happened. He just doesn't know it yet. That's all I can say. Like, I don't know. His days are numbered. Question number 7. Fabi-chan on Twitter asks, where are you from? I'm from Sweden. You know, you know, a Nordic country in Europe. You may have heard of it. Like, our history is deeply connected to the Viking culture, although that's not really a thing anymore, but you know what I mean. So I guess that's that. Yeah, I'm a Swede. I am a filthy European trash. No offense to anyone else who's from Europe. You know, I'm offending myself as well, so it's fine. I'm sure that's how it works. Question number 8. Danny Anime asks, smash or pass Izuku's mom currently? So not from before, when Deku was a child, when she looked like tallish, you know, he's referring to the Deku's mom that's like a chubby short version, so the lolly basically, lolly Deku's mom, that's what he's referring to. I mean, I would absolutely smash, because, you know, fuck, who wouldn't? I think it's common sense at this point. Like, if you see Deku's mom and she's offering, I think you'd smash. Like, I don't think anyone would disagree, unless you're crazy. Or if you like Froppy, of course, that's also like a third option, but yeah. Now, question number 9 is from Kirutaku, and he asks, Chaotic Plus, what do you want to see from Eri in the future of MHA? Now, this is a good question, because it's practically the only question in this video that's gonna be like, not about me, I guess, or be a joke question, I guess, in a sense. Now, this question is hard to answer, because I think Eri, as far as a character, she is definitely not going to be relevant too soon in the series, I don't think, but in the future, I hope we get to see her again from time to time. I mean, we know she's staying in UA, so I mean, she's close, but at the same time, we're not gonna see her every chapter like we have now, because this arc that we've just been going through has been heavily focusing on her, as well as the overhaul arc being completely about her, in a sense that, you know, the whole objective was to save Eri from overhaul. So I think in the future, if we get to see her, we may get to see some sort of build up to Mirio getting his quirk back, because I think that's been something that's been talked about quite a lot when it comes to Eri, especially even in the series, like not just in the fan base. You get to see a lot of people talking about how Eri's gonna restore Mirio's quirk. Like, even in the last chapter, I think it was mentioned that Eri may restore it sometime soon, at least sooner than they had expected. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's gonna be like really soon, it just means it's gonna be a lot sooner than they had originally thought it to be. Well, that's all of the questions that I'm going to be answering for this video. I really hope you liked it. Obviously, these are not a lot of questions for this video, but that's because obviously I didn't make a video on the whole thing, so a lot of people probably didn't get to ask. But if you want to see more Q&As, maybe you have a certain question you want to ask, just comment down below and I'll be sure to save the question for a Q&A video instead of replying to that comment, because why not? I mean, sometimes I just feel like talking instead of typing. So if you have a question, yeah, just leave it down below and I will save it, much like I've saved these questions for a later time. Whenever I have enough questions, I'll address them in a video. So with that said, if you did, be sure to Detroit smash that like button if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you haven't already done so. This has been Chaotic Plus, and remember everyone, Toga is waifu, Toga is laifu.